This guy is a wrecking machine, and he's hungry.
All of you chumps are gonna bow. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Money.
You're listening to The Real Estate Debate with Mr. Credit on AM 760 KFMB. If you'd like to contact Mr. Credit, visit mrcredit.org.
And welcome to a very special edition of The Real Estate Debate. Today it is the Real Estate Debate Charity Challenge. And JJ, my longtime co-host from Synergy One Lending, you'll be judging today. What an awesome show we have lined up today.
I'm so looking forward to this. I mean, what an all-star panel to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be a rock solid debate.
It's going to be a great debate, but we've also got a kind of a guaranteed win for everyone in the four charities that are being represented by our contestants today. So when we introduce our contestants, they'll also tell you what charity they're playing for today. We'll also be telling you what website you can go to if you want to participate in the fundraising that we're doing today. We've already raised lots of money. We'll find out the exact totals towards the end of the show. And we're trying to raise more today as it is the holiday season. It's that time of year. We're hoping that you'll help us in our quest today to raise money for these great charities. So, JJ, I wanted to run something by you real quick. We know that Fannie Mae has come up with this new down payment program, the 3% down. I wanted you to just shoot me straight on this thing before we introduce our contestants today. Is this a game changer, or is this just 6 one, half dozen the other with the FHA product that's out there?
Well, I don't think it's a game changer. I mean, first of all, let's make it very clear that it's rolled out in Fannie Mae's eyes, but it's not, it hasn't hit the streets yet.
Okay.
Just because you got to get the banks on board to update their technology, their pricing, their underwriting guidelines. So it's close. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to come in, conventional loan, 3% down, first-time homeowners. So you can't own a home for the last 3 years. You're considered a first-time homeowner. It's just first-time. First-time homeowners. You got to take a counseling class. So, get prepared to do a little educational counseling, which is fine. I think that's a good thing. And I think it's good because, at the end of the day, it's probably a better option than FHA financing.
Because of the MI?
Because of the MI.
Okay. Yep. Well, if you've been looking to buy a home or you plan on buying a home in 2015, you might want to consider this program. If you're trying to not do 20% down or a big down payment loan, consider the Fannie Mae program. Contact JJ to find out details. You can do this in several ways. You can go to askjjnow.com. That's to talk to John Droz with Synergy One Lending. Or you can call him at 760-522-2298. You ready to introduce our contestants today?
I am. I think I'm excited.
Okay, great stuff. Here we go. First, in seat number 1, right next to me, is Nicole Mazzola from the Andrew Arroyo Real Estate Group, AARE. You are representing Eye of a Needle today, is that right?
I am. Hi, Derek. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you.
All right. It's fantastic to have you. Now, is this your first time on the radio?
It is. I've called in before, but this is my first time sitting in the hot seat.
Well, it's also your first time on the Real Estate Debate, obviously.
Yes.
We have a very, very specific show today where we're trying to help charitable organizations. Now, tell us about the Eye of a Needle, which is who you're representing today.
Sure. Eye of a Needle is such a great charity. It's twofold. So you have a charity that actually gives and donates, and we send out missionaries. We donate to the homeless, women's shelters, charities all over San Diego, really all over the world. And we also help people direct their giving. So if somebody has funds they'd like to donate or give, we actually audit the charities for them and really help people understand how much of the dollar is actually going to the charity itself.
Yeah, that's a really, really big deal when it comes to giving, because you want to make sure that your dollars are going where you intended them to go.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. So now with Eye of a Needle, it's EOAN.org.
That's right.
That's the website.
Yes.
So EOAN.org. And this charity was actually founded by Andrew Arroyo, right?
Yes, my broker and brother-in-law.
He's your brother-in-law
He
too.
is,
Wow.
yes, yeah.
Okay, and so now you guys are also kind of like a charity. You help charities. It's a charity that helps charities too, right?
That's right. Exactly. So a portion of our commission, actually now I think it's up to 12%, goes to charity. And we direct that through Eye of the Needle. So every time one of our agents closes a deal, we're actually giving it back to the community, both here and abroad.
That's very, very cool. That's Nicole Mazzola. She's with Andrew Arroyo Real Estate Group. And she's playing today for Eye of a Needle charity, EOAN.org. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Nicole. Nate Robinson is here from Century 21. You're representing the San Diego Food Bank. SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
There you go.
There it is.
Solutions Real Estate.
Solution Real Estate. Okay. Was it used to be Century 21? Did I get that wrong?
Yeah, no.
No? Okay. So my bad.
It's no problem. It's cool. We're cool.
It's all good. So Solutions Real Estate, and you're representing the San Diego Food Bank. Now, you did the movie Night for Hunger, which was really, really cool. Qualcomm Stadium.
Yes.
Hundreds and hundreds of people. for the San Diego Food Bank. You guys, I don't know how much money you raised or how much food you raised, but you guys that was really awesome. I just wanted to say that on air.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And, the San Diego Food Bank, it definitely is the heart and soul of, what I'm doing today. I do real estate for fun, and I help the food bank. That's really where I get my fulfillment. But the food bank, the great thing about them is that they support a lot of other charities, about 350 local charities. So when you give to the food bank, you're actually supporting multiple charities at the same time. And, they have a great distribution service, and, we're giving out about 350,000 meals every single month.
Wow. Now, they also have an impeccable record for how much money they turn into the giving aspect of it, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's what Nicole was just saying, that, Ivan Needle, they audit that in charities. What's the record for the food bank?
For every dollar that we take in at the food bank, we get 5 meals that we deliver to the community. So we have
Every dollar's 5 meals?
Every dollar's 5 meals. And this is really important. For every dollar that's donated to the food bank, 96 cents goes towards food.
It has to if you're going to get 5 meals. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing. So that's Nate Robinson, Solutions Real Estate, playing for the San Diego Food Bank, an awesome charity. They really, really, really need help right now. As much as you can do, whether it's like if you donate $5, that's 25 meals.
Correct.
$5, 25 meals you're giving to people who are hungry here in San Diego. San Diego Food Bank.org. This is also your first time on the Real Estate Debate, right, Nate?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's great to have you. Good luck today.
Thank you.
All right. Krista Lombardi is also here from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. I've gotten so good at saying that because of DeVore.
That was amazing.
So
I don't even say it that well.
Just so you know, you're representing It's All About the Kids Foundation. And tell us what you think about It's All About the Kids. I know the charity very well as well, but go ahead and tell us what you think about it.
Right. Well, Angela is local. I do everything local that I can, and she's a local girl. She really supports and helps a lot of the local kids. Over 1,500 kids per year benefit from it. Right now, she's doing tons of toy drives, and I think it's really neat that we're helping kids right here in San Diego, because if you love where you live, you can actually see what the future is going to be like.
Yeah, you can affect it. And you're talking about Angela Brannon, of course.
That's right.
Who's like the heart and soul of that charity. It's all about thekids.org is the website. If you would like to learn more or make a donation to the charity directly, you can certainly do that. You can also go to charitydebate.com. You can go to charitydebate.com and you can make donations there as well if you'd like to participate. We really appreciate anything you can do, even if it is $5 or $10. It's amazing how much that helps and how quickly it adds up for these charities who pretty much have to fundraise 24/7 in order to keep their lights on.
Correct.
So just keep that in mind. There are a lot of people out there who have a lot of good intentions and want to do a lot of good things, but they need help. Usually the help that they need is they just need a few bucks. So we can help them do really, really good things. And It's All About the Kids. I try to participate in everything she does. I mean, it really is amazing how much help they're providing. It is local. Angela's amazing. She's hustling hardcore.
Very much.
For years and years, she's hustling. She knows everybody. Everybody knows her. It's all about thekids.org. Good luck today, Krista.
Thank you.
All right. And also from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties is Brian DeVore. Now, Brian, you're the most winningest champion in real estate debate history. So when we brought on 3 people who'd never been on the debate before, everyone was a little bit nervous because, it is a charity challenge, but it is still the debate. We are still going to debate real estate here.
Right.
Now, you've done a couple of neat things. I'll let you tell the story of kind of what we're doing today in your charity that you're representing.
Sure. So you and I spoke, probably a couple months ago and thought, wouldn't it be great if we could do a format like this and do it for charity as well? And we decided to have 4 different contestants do something for charity. Got this great all-star cast of agents who have some great causes and put this together. CharityDebate.com is the website that people who are listening to your show right now can even go to, donate to the 4 different causes. The cause that's kind of near and dear to my heart is Casa de Amparo, and that's spelled A-M-P-A-R-O. Casa de Amparo was founded in 1978. And their mission is to help treat and prevent child abuse and neglect throughout San Diego County. So, this time of year, a lot of us think about the children, making it a good, happy, and safe holiday season for children. So that's what we're really trying to do with Casa de Amparo. They have programs available for children from birth to age 25, and they do amazing work. throughout San Diego County.
In fact, when you were on Wheel of Fortune, you were on there playing for Casa de Amparo as well, right?
Yes, I was. I donated some proceeds there. And then also, Krista knows this as well. Our company has the Charitable Foundation, which a lot of agents like myself and Krista give part of our commissions each month. And Casa de Amparo has received, I believe, about $6,000 in funding from the Charitable Foundation.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, we're hoping to raise some more money for them today. Thank you for being here, Brian, and helping put all this together. You're really the brainchild behind this. I don't want to take any credit for this.
No, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad that you're all here to do it.
Yeah, it's great stuff. So CharityDebate.com, that's what we're doing today. If you could help with $5, $10, whatever you can afford to help one of these great charities, CharityDebate.com is where you can go to make a donation today and help further the causes of these great organizations that we're playing for. All right, let's get the debate started. It's time for Rapid Fire. Nicole, you will be up first. Currently, there are only about 2 months of inventory in San Diego, yet the average days on market is 82. Very interesting. So today's rapid fire topic is, in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider blank. Nicole, we will be starting with you. So in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider.
Don't look at national stats. Think local.
Look at local stats.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, no question about it. Nate Robinson, in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider what?
They need to stay away from Zillow. Not get the value for their home from Zillow, because it's not going to help them.
Are you sure? The $200,000 range is going to help them from high to low?
Stay away from Zillow.
Okay. Krista Lombardi, in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider what?
They need to consider how upgraded the competition is and what their property looks like.
Know the competition.
Comparison.
Absolutely. Got to do that. Brian DeVore, in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider what?
They need to understand the absorption rate, which is the number of active listings divided by the number of sales per month for the last 6 months, so they have an idea of how fast the market's moving.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that could certainly be helpful to see whether your seller's home is going to sit there for a while or not, or whether you should act quickly. Okay, we'll go back around. Nicole Mazzola, in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider what?
I would tell my sellers, consider your contingencies. If you have special terms or need to move quickly, be prepared and know what price you may have to accept if you have a buyer willing to accept your special contingencies.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good answer, especially in a market like this. Nate Robinson, in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider what?
Having a good value-driven approach to pricing. So they actually need to make sure that the value is actually in their home before they put it on the market.
Okay. Yeah, you got to do that. No question. Krista Lombardi, in order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider what?
They need to consider the strategy that they're going to use in timing when they're going to put their home on the market. Sometimes people wait until after the holidays, but if it's around Super Bowl or the Chargers are doing well or whatever it may be, then it's not a good time.
That open house, yeah, if you could wait till after the Super Bowl, that open house might do better.
Right.
All right, Brian DeVore, you're the last answer here in this segment. In order to price a home to sell in today's market, a home seller needs to consider what?
They have to know, and they have to think about the fact that their green shag rug and purple striped wallpaper are not positive selling features.
Everyone can get a kick out of that, that's for sure. All right, coming up, we'll check in with JJ to see what the score is, and we'll get our in-studio experts look into what the future holds for the San Diego real estate market. Will make you smarter than everyone else. Stick around.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Debate with Mr. Credit on AM 760 KFMB.
All right, welcome back to a very special edition of the Real Estate Debate. The Charity Challenge, CharityDebate.com is the website. And JJ, judging today a little bit different than normal. We want to check in and get the scores before we do the market update, but the points mean a little something today.
The points do mean something. I mean, every point that the contestants get, they're going to match that and give to their charity. So I'm going to be generous with the points a little bit and not stingy. So for those two answers on rapid fire, amazingly, everybody got 5 points. A couple bonus points thrown in there to spur on the donations today.
Okay.
It's all even at 5 points.
All even at 5 points. Okay, so everybody's got 5 points from the rapid fire segment. We'll be doing the market updates now and starting with Nate Robinson in the 2 seat today. So Nate, describe the current state of the San Diego real estate market using one word or phrase and explain.
Warm. Yeah, the right now the market's warm. As we can see, Case Shiller has been giving us some good information. Back in January, year-over-year pricing was up over 13%, and it's gone down slow and steadily. Right now, we're sitting in September at 4.9% year-over-year price increase. So we are still increasing in prices. We're just not as hot as it used to be. So I would consider the market to be pretty warm right now.
Yeah, he says warm, and a very good explanation to back it up. Krista Lombardi, how would you describe the current state of San Diego real estate market? One word or phrase, and explain, please.
Deceptive.
Ooh.
I like that
There you
word.
go.
All right,
Yeah.
has anyone got their challenge flags out? I don't know.
Keep those down. So if you look at my activity and the price ranges that I'm in, I feel like my listings are getting a lot of traffic. I feel like my buyers are submitting a lot of offers. A lot of properties are going into escrow. We've had recently 3 backup offers on properties in escrow above the asking, which is a dilemma. But when I go back and I actually look at the numbers, I see from October to November, realistically, the sales are down from those 2 months. And then I'm looking at pending. So if we look at pending, according to the Real Estate Debate Challenge last month, we were at 4,240 properties pending. We're now at 3,682. That's not including mobile homes, modular homes, manufactured homes, just detached, attached, et cetera. So the numbers look like everything's down, but I will say that there's low inventory, the interest rates are low, sellers aren't putting properties on the market for the holidays, and so it feels really hot.
So deceptively hot. is what you're
Deceptively
saying.
hot.
Okay. All right. That's good stuff from Krista Lombardi. Brian DeVore, describe the current state of San Diego real estate market. One word or phrase, please.
I would say improving for buyers. And
Okay.
the reason why I say that is we've been in a seller's market for the last couple of years, as we all know, but it's been easing over the last few months. The latest HomeDex report, which is provided by the North San Diego County Association of Realtors, provides a ton of good information. Month to month, the median price for a single-family detached home in San Diego County is down at 1.1% compared to last month. Year over year, up 4.53%. I believe Nate was said about what it was, about the same thing. Units sold, as far as how much inventory is selling, is down 23% this year versus last year. And the HomeDex affordability percentage is about 39%. Also, the Altos Research Report, which is a great report we get, which talks about how is the market set for inventory that's on the market right now. It has been more towards sellers. It's turning towards buyers. So it's been moving towards buyers, and I think it's still kind of going that way.
Okay. So you think it's a buyer's market?
I think there's good opportunities for buyers right now to get a good deal with good interest rates right now, with sellers who are negotiable, especially during the holidays. If your home's on the market right now, you probably have to sell it.
Okay. All right. I would actually agree with you. And no one's thrown a challenge flag. So I don't know if you worded them off with your warning before the show started. You should have seen this guy buying everybody off, bought brownies in here, and then said, "Don't you dare challenge me."
I want to point out, I'm not trying for my 6th trophy this time.
All right. Nicole Mazzola, how would you describe the current state of the San Diego market? One word or phrase.
I would describe the current state of the market as recovering and even recovered in some places. The real estate market is booming and has been booming over the last couple of years. Values have obviously increased dramatically, and we're back off the lows from 2009, 2011, all the way back, to peak prices of 2005 and 2006. And as Krista was saying, I went back and looked at some of the price ranges and properties that I've been selling in, and we're back at or over prices from 2005 to 2006, which is very interesting.
Do you think that's a good thing?
We'll see. I think that's the $1 million question everybody wants to know is the rest of the market going to continue to recover? Are we all going to approach those peak prices, or is this going to fail? Or price is going to drop? But all the indicators I'm seeing and what I'm looking at point to a very strong market next year.
Really?
Absolutely. We had the Fed that just finished their last meeting of the year come back and say that they will be, quote, patient about increasing rates. Everybody was saying all year long, rates are going up. They never did. That's caused some complacency among buyers. And I think that kind of indicator will cause buyers to continue to be somewhat complacent, very picky. Of course, we've got low inventory. It's about a little bit over 2 months of inventory, which economists like to see something closer to 4 months for a healthy market. So we'll see. Another thing I watch for indicators from builders. One of my favorite downtown builders, Nat Bosa, just announced he's going to be building his brand new crazy, waterfront property tower that'll be finished or go up sometime in 2017.
Don't those guys sometimes lose their mind though?
They do. I think he lost his mind on Bayside a little bit, but it did come back.
I don't know if it's, you build a building, make $100 million, and then you lose your mind, or if you're just, I don't know. But sometimes they're a little bit crazy, but you like them as an indicator.
I do, because he's smart. He watches the market, and everybody's been asking, when's that building going to go up? A lot of my downtown buyers have been watching carefully, and that's going to start off at about $1,060 a square foot. The units in there, the average unit will sell at $1.75 million.
Okay. I think he is crazy.
Shock.
Yeah, totally shocking.
I have sticker shock right now, and I haven't seen anything.
Let's see, 2017. That's when the building is projected
Is
to
he
go
building
up.
it in the clouds? Are there helicopter rides?
I know, possibly. There better be at that price, right?
That's
I want to challenge that maneuver he's doing.
There you go.
That's crazy.
That's challengeable for sure. All right, great stuff from our in-studio contestants. You can see this is why the segment is so great. If you want to have your finger on the pulse of San Diego's real estate market, this is the show to listen to. You can find out more at therealestatedebate.com. Of course, today we're all playing for charity. Go to charitydebate.com if you can spare $5 or even $10 to make a donation. That would really help a lot of people here in San Diego. All right, coming up, my favorite segment, Agree or Disagree. We'll check in with JJ, see what the score looks like, see how much money our contestants are going to have to come up with at the end of the show for their own charities. Will make you smarter than everyone else. Stick around.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Debate with Mr. Credit on AM 760 KFMB.
All right, welcome back to the Real Estate Debate Charity Challenge, the very first one we've ever done, JJ. And I know since the contestants are throwing money down for the amount of points that they score, you've decided to be a little bit liberal with the points. Where do we stand now?
100 points for everybody. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
Nicole and Brian are at 15 each. Krista's at 14. Nate's at 13. Really great market temp that last round. Great answers for everybody, and looking forward to this next segment.
Okay, that's great stuff from our judge, John Giros, JJ with Synergy One Lending, and AskJJNow.com. It's time for my favorite segment, Agree or Disagree.
Time now for Agree or Disagree.
Can't we just settle this over the paint?
Agree
Yes! Yes!
or disagree.
To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people.
Let's get it on!
All right, Krista Lombardi, you are up first. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Double ending, or dual agency as it's called, where the agent represents both buyer and seller in a transaction, can actually be a good thing for both the buyer and the seller.
Excellent question. So overall, I disagree.
Okay.
I believe that it can work, but I do believe that it's problematic and risky. Inman News did a survey, and they surveyed they surveyed brokers, and more than 50% of the brokers said that dual agency is the basis for the significant number of legal disputes that they have.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Then 83% of those brokers said that it placed among their top 3 current issues that they have. So looking at that, obviously, if it's the same agent, it's not the buyer's agent and listing agent that are getting in the lawsuits.
Right.
So I feel like this is a very ambiguous and gray area for the clients, and being as stressful as it is for them, I don't like that there's a shadow of a doubt that perhaps we don't have their best interests at heart.
Any conflict at all is not a good one.
Exactly. We don't double end our listings. At least I don't double end my listings. If I have a listing, I give the lead to a team member, and they can take it from there. That way there's no shadow of a doubt. We're above board. It's on the up and up.
Okay. All right. So she strongly disagrees, it sounds like, with that
I'll say
statement.
Overall.
Brian DeVore, agree or disagree? Double ending, or dual agency as it's called, where the agent represents both a buyer and a seller in a transaction, can actually be a good thing for both the buyer and the seller.
It's interesting. In some states, I think it's illegal
It is illegal.
to double end.
Many states.
Like everything, I think you have to focus on can be a good thing. Anything can be a good thing, or it can't be a good thing. I think it depends on who the agent is. You're already going to challenge me? Wow, he's getting
You
ready.
said everything can be a good thing?
Okay, okay.
Don't make it that easy for
All
me,
right,
brother.
all right.
If they're going to throw it, I'll throw it.
We'll just talk real estate. So what's the number one job for the real estate agent? Is to look out for their client's best interests. Unfortunately, when you have an agent that's on Santa's naughty list, they may not be looking out for their client's best interest, or in fact, they're looking out for their own best interests, and maybe they can't look out for the best interest of both parties. If you have a good quality agent, I think that dual agency can be done and can be done right. And I think there are some pluses to it. First and foremost, you have one person to shepherd the deal through the entire transaction. I think that does help. You don't have to worry about communication or lack of communication between the agents, because you don't have to worry about the buyer's agent's going to say something to the listing agent and it's going to get confused. From the listing agent's point of view, you don't have to worry and wonder if the buyer's agent is making sure that the buyer is adhering to the 17-day contingency period, or in the loan, 21 days. And you have a much better hand on what's happening with the buyer's financing. So you have more control. From the selling agent or the buyer's agent's point of view, you know you can get all the disclosures and all the information, and you have direct communication with the seller when it comes to arranging for inspections and so forth. So I think it can be a good thing, and it could help a transaction. I can totally see how it could be a problem as well. It all comes down to who the agent is.
So no one's going to challenge that? I'm giving you extra moments. All right, I'll do it myself.
All right.
I'm throwing Nicole's flag in on this one, Brian.
Let's go.
All right. So how could it be possible for anyone in any transaction to represent both a buyer and a seller, especially when there's the inherent conflict of interest that the sales price is where the commission is derived from, or the earnings come from? Mm-hmm. So if, for example, you knew that a buyer would be willing to pay more, why would you not, want to do that? There's a conflict there. So I don't see how that inherent conflict of interest could be interpreted as a good thing.
Okay. What you just said was very good in the sense that you said, if you know what the buyer's willing to pay, why wouldn't you do that?
Right.
Because I'm ethical. I wouldn't do that because I'm ethical. I have double-ended.
Well, what's ethical though? Because if you're serving the interest
you
of
have
your
your 30
buyer,
seconds?
Well, we're doing this a little bit differently
All
right
right,
now.
let's go.
Because no one actually challenged you. So,
So here's my point, and I see where you're going as
ethical
far
for the buyer, but not ethical for the seller.
Right. I have been a dual agent on a few transactions, and what I always do, regardless of whether I'm representing both or just one or the other, if I'm representing the seller, I'm not going to tell the buyer what the lowest price is the seller is going to take. And I'm not going to tell the seller the highest price the buyer is willing to pay. I will show the buyer the same comparables that I showed the seller when they priced their home. Mm-hmm. It's up to them to decide what price they want to offer on the home, and it's up to the seller to decide what price they'll take for the home. The only interest I have is making sure they're both well taken care of. I don't care what commission I earn, as long as they're both happy with the transaction. If they're both happy, I've done my job.
Okay, I'll leave any other potential challenge. I would give Nicole her flag back. You don't win anything for that challenge. Nicole, no, it's okay. We're just messing around. Nicole Mazzola from AARE. Agree or disagree? Double ending or dual agency, as it's called, where an agent represents both the buyer and the seller in a transaction, can actually be a good thing for both the buyer and the seller.
And I would say also it can be a good thing.
Okay.
I do not set out to double in my listings. I don't exclude buyers from seeing it. I don't post it on a secret website. I expose it broadly to everybody, and I let the market respond. If I'm approached, I speak to both sides. I explain, here's what's happening. This is the situation. If both buyer and seller agree, I operate my business. It's what the client wants. And if they're both comfortable with it and I've explained it, it's all about disclosure. You really have to explain pros and cons. I've only done it twice in my real estate career. And for both buyer and seller on both sides, I've gone on to do additional deals with all four parties. So I would say it was very successful.
Okay. That's a good way to measure success. Brian, that was the low-hanging fruit to your rebuttal that you missed.
What's that?
Disclosing it.
Oh, right. Well, of course. Well, yeah, okay. You're right. I should have said it. Say. You have to disclose it, right?
As long as you disclose it. Okay.
Right.
Very good stuff, Nicole, and in a very interesting perspective. Nate Robertson, do you agree or disagree with the statement? Double ending or dual agency, as it's called, which is where the real estate agent represents both a buyer and a seller in the same transaction, can actually be a good thing for both the buyer and the seller.
I'm going to have to strongly disagree.
Okay.
And the reason for that is you can never, when I represent a buyer, my job representing that buyer as his agent is to give him the biggest house at the best possible price. So for the smallest amount of money.
Right.
When I represent the seller, my job for the seller is to get them the most money I could possibly get for that particular property in the shortest period of time. You can't do both at the same time. I just don't see how you can. Even if you do disclose it, you're still not acting in one person's best interest. So on my personal listings, it's okay, go. On my personal listings, I don't double end them.
We've got a challenge. Brian DeVore has challenged Nate Robinson. Brian, you've got 30 seconds to make your case, and Nate, you'll have 30 seconds to rebut.
I just want to tell you, Nate, the main reason why I challenged was because so far none of the contestants have challenged yet. I got to get in here. So you said that your job for a seller, is to sell that home in the shortest amount of time for the highest price possible.
Correct.
I think that's true in a lot of cases. I'm not sure that's true in every case. Isn't your main job to do what your client wants?
Correct.
What if your client has two offers? One is higher than the other, but the terms are better on the lower offer. Are you going to necessarily tell your client you should go with the highest price if maybe the terms of the other one are better?
No, in that case, I'm going to actually do what's going to be in the best interest of the client.
So isn't that your job?
That is my job. But as far as representing both parties, and that's where it really comes from, because who's putting the terms together? It's really not the buyer. It's really coming from the agent, because the buyer's trusting the agent's best instinct.
Right.
So it's really not coming from the agent. It's coming from it's not coming from the buyer. It's coming from the agent.
Right.
So from that perspective, I just really I can't see how I could represent a buyer and a seller at the same time and fight as hard as I possibly can, knowing the opposite end of the spectrum.
That's all you had to say, Nate. You win. You win the challenge. Get divorce flag out of here.
I'm getting handed to
I think he's being a great sport. I think he's being a great sport.
I don't even have any of them yet.
We'll have them soon enough. You're listening to a very special edition of The Real Estate Debate. You can find out more at therealestatedebate.com. Today is all about the charities that our four contestants are representing. You can go to thecharityDebate.com if you want to make a donation. We so far have almost $4,500 in donations to our four charities. $4,500 has been raised. This is going to go to great use here in San Diego. If you go to CharityDebate.com, even if it's $5, $10, $50, whatever you can afford to give, it will really, really help. All right, coming up, it's For the Win. Listing of the week. Time for our contestants to pitch us their favorite listing in the market right now. We'll make you smarter than everyone else. Stick around.
Welcome back to The Real Estate Debate with Mr. Credit on AM 760 KFMB.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us on your Sunday afternoon. Mr. Credit here. You're listening to The Real Estate Debate Charity Challenge. We're going to learn more about our charities again here in just a second as we go to the final segment, listing of the week. JJ, fill us in on where the points are standing since our contestants are all donating $1 for every point they score to their charity. This kind of matters a lot here.
It does, and every contestant gets a 1 point if they say the word and or. No, I'm just kidding. We have Brian's in the lead at 24. Nicole and Nate and Krista are all tied at 23, so it's very tight.
Wow.
This is going to be the make or break segment.
No question. Wow. Thank you for the update there. That's JJ John Geroch with Synergy One Lending and AskJJNow.com. Brian DeVore, we will be starting with you to basically pitch us your favorite listing. In this segment, there are only 10 total points for JJ to divvy up, so the listing segment's really, really important. Could you say a couple words about Casa de Amparo as well before you give us your favorite listing?
Absolutely. So I started working with Casa de Amparo a few years ago when they were doing a food drive. And that's how I first met them. And as you mentioned, I was on Wheel of Fortune a couple of years ago, and I donated some of the proceeds from the Wheel of Fortune to them. The work they do is amazing. I've toured their facility. They have a beautiful facility. It's only a couple years old. It's in San Marcos, where they have cottages where they house children who have been taken from their parents and out of abusive situations.
Wow.
They have opportunities for parents to come visit their children there. They have daycare, and they have programs available even after children are no longer children and they're 18 of majority age. Help them get on their feet, looking for apartments, getting a job, and so forth. So they don't just take them for a couple years and say, okay, now you're on your own. They really get them going all the way from age 0 all the way up to age 25.
Yeah, CasaDeAmparo.org is us the website. You can also just go to charitydebate.com and find out more information there, which is where we'd love everyone to go today and just donate $5 or $10 if you can. We've already raised almost $4,500. We would love to make that $5,000 or even more if possible. Charitydebate.com. Tell us about your favorite listing.
So we have a listing. My wife and I work together. We have a listing in Oceanside, and if you're a first-time home buyer or if you're an investor, then you really need to listen to this information. So we have a listing it's a very rare property in that only 8 properties in this entire complex, it's a townhome, have sold in the last 2 years. So not a lot of turnover, which means it's going to have a strong value and it's going to be a nice place. So it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,008 square foot home, single level townhome, beautifully remodeled from floor to ceiling. Very well maintained home, remodeled kitchen, very spacious floor plan. One of the things I like about it is every unit is an N unit, and so it's got a lot of windows for a lot of natural light from floor to ceiling all the way around. I was over there today for a broker open house, and it was kind of dingy outside, and it still looked great.
Price
$299.
$299 HOA fees.
$385 a month. It's a gated community. They have a community pool and spa. They have a sport court, so lots of amenities, very close to the freeway and everything else.
Great for a first-time buyer. How could someone get a hold of you to find out more?
They can call me at 760-908-3838, or they can go to our website, www.thedevores.com.
Okay, great stuff, Brian, and a great listing. That'll go quick. Nicole Mazzola, it's time to talk about Eye of a Needle real quick, and then give your favorite listing.
Absolutely. So Eye of a Needle, again, is a wonderful organization. It's local, it's worldwide. We direct funds all over the United States and also abroad. And what's special about it is my broker, also my brother-in-law. Shout out to Megan Arroyo, who's here today with us with her little girl.
Hey, Megan.
And he started it by giving back, and he encourages all of us as a company to give. So he leads by example, and we're actually giving back 12% of our net commissions. Was it net or gross?
Probably gross.
Thank you. Of the gross commission to charity, whether it's here in San Diego with the homeless, that's very close to Andrew's heart, women's shelters, children, food drives. We've got a surfing ministry that we support. We're sending somebody to Uganda in January. So we do all kinds of neat things. And we also help people direct their giving as well.
Very dynamic charity. Eye of a Needle is what it's called. You can find out more about Eye of a Needle at charitydebate.com. Tell us about your favorite listing.
Absolutely. So this is such a wonderful listing. I call it the Road to Hannah. It is 319 Hannah Court in Encinitas. And if you've ever traveled the road to Hannah in Maui, you know it's not an easy road. Unlike this road, though, this Hannah is very easy to get to. You're only minutes off of I-5 before you escape into this custom property in an exclusive community of only 8 homes. It's a gorgeous custom home, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and you also have a detached casita with full bath.
Wow.
When you drive in, you feel like you've arrived somewhere really special. There's tropically infused plantation-style landscaping, just like you'd find in Hawaii. It has a wonderful outdoor space accentuated by a gorgeous outdoor area with a sparkling 40 by 20 solar heated pool, I might add.
Nice.
You've got a raised waterfall, spa, and adjacent fire pit. What I really love about this home is it's private while also being very well located. You can walk to South Ponto Beach, eclectic shops, restaurants, coffee houses, and it's an easy commute to Orange County if you have somebody that lives up that way. Again, very private, gated courtyard entrance, and with a secluded cul-de-sac location, you just have a phenomenal private little spot, and you have a local Padres player who wanders by, who lives in the neighborhood. He's come to a few of the open houses.
Interesting.
Trying to pick his neighbors.
What's the listing price?
Listing price is $1,899 to $1,999, and the
Just
cherry
under $2
on
million.
top, right under 2. No Melrose, no HOA.
Wow. And how could someone get a hold of you to find out more about
Call
this?
me directly, 858-775-0328.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Nate Robinson, tell us a little bit more about San Diego Food Bank and then your favorite listing.
Okay, the San Diego Food Bank, I want to tell you something that actually really relates to what we've been talking about all day. We noticed that the median price of a single-family home is about $490,000. The food bank supports about 28,000 military-related families. So 28,000 people get food assistance every single year. Those people that are in the military that aren't high level in the military, they can't afford these homes. So they do need our help. And so the thing I love so much about the food bank is that they're out there, they're supporting the military, they're supporting, elderly, as well as children that really don't have enough to eat on a day-to-day basis. So if you can donate a few dollars, if you can donate some time, if you got the energy to just want to give back, there's no better charity to donate your time and money to than the San Diego Food Bank.
$1 is 5 meals, we learned earlier, which is just amazing. You can find out more about San Diego Food Bank. You just Google it, or you can go to CharityDebate.com and make some donations there to increase our totals here, as we've raised almost $4,500 as it stands right now. Tell us about your favorite listing, Nate.
Okay, so in keeping with the military mindset, my favorite listing is a property I have on the market right now in Oceanside. And here it is. The year was 1980. Larry Bird beat out Magic Johnson for the NBA Rookie of the Year. Ronald Reagan was elected president, and the Riverdale community construction was in full bloom.
I'm afraid you're out of time.
Oh, boy, there you go.
No, but go ahead and give us the details on the home so we can wrap up.
Okay, real quick. The house is $350, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And it's located just 4 miles from the Camp Pendleton base.
How much was the price?
$350.
$350.
Yes.
For a single family home.
Single family home, no HOA, no Melrose.
That's incredibly affordable. How would someone find out more about that home?
They can give me a call. My number is 760-566-7600.
Okay, fantastic, Nate. Thank you for being here and all that you do for the San Diego Food Bank. You're amazing. Krista Lombardi, I know you and I kind of know Angela Brandon with It's All About the Kids, and we both kind of have a soft spot for them. I've donated a lot to them. I continue to do so. They're an awesome charity. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about It's All About the Kids?
You know, they're going to be raising a lot of toys and money for kids that otherwise this Christmas would not have anything to wake up to. So.
Yeah. That's true. Very, very true. Go to CharityDebate.com if you'd like to find out more and make a donation. Just $5 or $10 could really mean a lot. Tell us about your favorite listing, Krista.
All right. So I have something coming up any second here now. We've got a probate investor special.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So
I can connect you with a buyer on that probably.
I'll bet. So we've got almost an acre of land. It's 3 separate parcels, 36,000 square feet, so just shy of an acre. And it's got 1 Craftsman property on it that needs a lot of love. It has 1 lot that's completely empty, and then the third that has a house that can obtain financing if needed.
Okay. So 3 units, potentially.
It's 3, and they can be duplexes.
Okay, wow.
So I do not have a price on it yet because I'm waiting for the probate referee. And please, agents, don't be scared of the probates. Sometimes the buyers and the agents, they stand off, they hold off on the probates because they just don't understand the process. So call me and we'll talk.
Where are these properties?
Emerald Hills.
Emerald Hills.
Yep.
Okay. And how could someone find out more if they wanted to contact you?
You can give me a call, 619-519-3251.
Okay. And JJ, we're going to wait for you. Give you a second to kind of, you got it? You got the totals?
I'm ready to go.
Okay. Tell us what's up.
Well, I'll tell you. So the contestants who get points for their flags that are left over, Brian, you did lose 2 points because you lost your flag of Mr. Credit taking that away from you, deciding that. We have a new champion.
Really?
Nicole Mazzola with 29 points today.
Yay.
$29 going to her charity. Nate Robinson, you picked up a couple extra points. 28 points. Krista and Brian tied at 27 points or $27. Thank you, guys.
Okay, wow. Great stuff. Thank you, JJ, for judging that. What an amazing event. And big thanks again to Brian DeVore for coming up with this idea. All the charities that are involved, you can find out more at CharityDebate.com. Nicole Hazelton, I will be giving you an option here in a second as we go off the air. I'm sorry, Nicole Mazzola. Nicole Hazelton was sitting here last week, sorry. Nicole Mazzola, you have won the real estate debate.
Yay.
Now, I'm going to give you 2 options. I'll either donate $100 to your charity or you can have the trophy, but we'll figure that out off the air as we've got to run. Talking Money with Mr. C is coming up next. Stick around.